So today I'm going to be doing a video discussing the latest news that just dropped about the Fairy Tail movie, and we've been waiting for this movie for ages. I mean, I believe they released pictures of Natsu in a dragon form about 2-3 years ago, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't think it was three, because three might have been too long, but I do remember that we basically got released the information about Natsu turning into a dragon, and the whole fan base got excited. We were like, yes, is this going to be a transformation that happens in the manga? This could be Natsu's new form. This could be like an E&D form. Like, there's so many questions about Natsu turning into a dragon, because around that time we were getting into the stuff revolving around Ignila, them being inside of the Dragon Slayers, them leaving, all the stuff, E&D revelations. Like, we're getting into so many new stuff, but we find out that that poster was made about Fairy Tail, a movie. And when we all heard about the movie, we were still excited. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some people, and I kind of fall in this category too, but when we found out it was about a movie, we weren't necessarily disappointed, but we were still excited, but we were a little bit like sad that it wasn't going to be a part of the manga. Because don't get me wrong, the movies, they're still good. Like the Fairy Tail, the Phoenix Priestess movie, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. The animation, the action, the story, the plot, all of it was good, so I enjoyed it. But there's just something about that, like, if it was in the manga, if that form was in the manga, that means it will be canon, and therefore it will actually be a part of the story, like the actual story. But now that it's in a movie, it's still going to be cool to see, but that means that it's not canon. So there's a couple people in the fan base that are thinking that, but nonetheless, we're still excited to see Natsu go Dragonize. Now, if you guys haven't seen, there have been screenshots of like the actual, like, I guess say like the film, I guess you could call it like the film's writing or something. I don't know what it's called, but you actually see dragons like being written out like as characters, like their characters have been written out, the dragons. So this movie is going to be relying heavily on, heavily on dragons, and it's going to be cool because now we're going to be able to see dragon slayers go up against dragons. Maybe they're going to actually slay some, because one of the biggest gripes with the dragon slayers is that they don't slay dragons. I mean, we saw what happened in the Grand Magic games. Basically, when it was time to put the Dragon Slayer name to the test, they failed. Like, they should have flopped, and they didn't slay any dragons. In fact, they were getting pushed back by dragons. It was embarrassing to be called a Dragon Slayer because they couldn't slay anything. But from what it looks like with this movie, it looks like there's going to be a whole lot of dragons. Therefore, it's going to be not easy. It's going to be a redemption for the Dragon Slayers. Now, they do have character designs like for like Lucy, Gray, Urza, I believe, and they look like they have new costume and stuff. So I can't wait to see all that too. But I'm going to be talking about some of the speculations that are going to be going down with this movie for 2017. Now, it's scheduled to release in May 2017, and that's basically right around the corner. I mean, we just entered 2017. We got January, February, March, April, May. So about 5 months, we're going to be getting a new Fairy Tail movie. That's right around the corner. Trust me, it's going to come faster than you think. I mean, 5 months, it might sound like that's a long time away, but trust me, it'll be here quick. So one of the things that I want to see with the movie is, like I said, Dragon Slayer slay dragons. I already went to a whole little spiel on that, so I'm not going to go back into it. But yeah, I want to see Dragon Slayer slay dragons because, yeah, they're Dragon Slayers, and we need to see that. Another thing that I want to see from the movie are dragons and humans interaction. Now, we got some of that with the Grand Magic games, but I want to see like good dragons like interact with humans, like dragons that are similar to like Igneel and stuff, because Igneel and them, they only came down for like a little bit of screen time when they interacted with the humans, and I was just like, yeah, this is cool, but I wish it would have been longer. I enjoyed the interaction between the dragons and the Dragon Slayers, but I want to see more of that within this movie. Another thing that I want to know about is the dragons past. Now, assuming that these dragons aren't like some fake artificial dragons, because I have a feeling that, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that these dragons, they might not be real. It's hard to explain. I'll explain that later on. But assuming that these dragons are real, I want to know more about the dragons past, because we know about the whole dragon, the human and dragon civil war thing. If you guys don't read the manga, it's going to be a slight spoiler, but we basically find out that not all, like, the West dragons were, I believe it was the West dragons that were not civilized. So the dragons, they were split up. So it was basically two sides of the dragon. Either A, you hated humans and you were eating them, or B, you were teaming up with humans and you were actually taking them on. So we know a little bit about the dragon's past, but I want to know more about them because dragons, they seem like they lived with humans, or at least existed with humans from the beginning of time, like from the beginning of the series. Like, which came first, dragons or humans? Which one? Like, that's what I want to know about. So yeah, that's one thing I want to know about the dragon's past. Then this one's kind of a gimme, but I cannot wait to see new dragons. Now, new dragons, I've been asking for this for years because Fairy Tail has been about finding dragons, but in reality there hasn't necessarily been a lot of dragons in the series, like new dragons that we've seen in the series. I mean, there's probably like what, 10, 11, 12, like it's somewhere around like 15 is like the most that we actually know of and actually have a name of, not some far dragon. I'm not talking about just dragons flying around. I'm talking about like named dragons. So I know that we have to get introduced to some new dragons because it's a movie called Dragon's Cry. I mean, unless that title is just ultimate clickbait and there's like no dragons in there, then I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out about them. So I can't wait to see more dragons into the series. Now, the moment that we've been waiting for, yes, it revolves around Natsu's dragon form. Now, from what the poster looks like, it looks like that Natsu, he's not going to turn into a full dragon, but he's just going to turn into a hybrid dragon. And this is where it caused a little bit of controversy, because if you guys aren't caught up to the manga, this is another, well, actually they said this in the anime, so you're good, but we basically found out that Igneel, he basically stopped the dragon seed from growing inside of Natsu, therefore he didn't turn into a dragon. So how is this transformation going to happen? I mean, unless this is going to be like I don't really think, I can't think of a way of how they can like work around this and to not make it in a plot hole, because Igneel said it himself, Natsu won't turn into a dragon because of what he did. Hell, all the other dragon slayers and their dragons, they know that they can't turn into him because of what happened. But and one thing I want to say is that if they do pull this off, I'm pretty sure it'll have to probably be through some type of like magic. So I'm hoping it's not like corny or anything. Like, I hope they actually pull it off well, because now that we know that Natsu can't turn into a dragon, like it's been 100% confirmed. I've been wanting to listen. You know that when I'm saying it's been confirmed that Natsu can turn into a dragon, it's been confirmed, because I was one of the people saying that what if Igneel was creating antibodies, and then when Igneel left, maybe the antibodies were gone. But no, it's been confirmed that Natsu, he can't turn into a dragon along with the other dragon slayers. So yeah, that's a little bit sad, but you know, it's all right. But no, I want to see how they pull off Natsu turn into a dragon, and what's going to be like, how's he going to do it. And another important thing is the title, Dragon's Cry. I mean, from what it sounds like there's like the dragons might be in danger or something, like there might be something wrong with the dragons. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking that it might have to do something with like someone manipulating them. Maybe we could have another instance with like what a future rogue did when he basically brought back some dragons from the past and just started manipulating them. Like, what does this title Dragon's Cry have to do with the overall story? Like, this is going to be interesting to find out. And last thing I want to touch upon, there's two things I want to touch upon really, and the number one thing I want to talk about is the other dragon slayers. Now, we know that Natsu is going to be the one turning into a dragon, so we basically know that, but what about the other generation? What about the first and third generation dragon slayers? Wendy, Gagio, Sting, and Rogue. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the movie. I mean, I'm willing to bet my channel, if those other dragon slayers aren't in the movie, I will literally delete my channel. That's how confident I am that they'll be in the video, or they'll be in the movie. But no, does this mean that they're going to be having a transformation? Is it just going to be Natsu? This is why I think furthermore that it has to be some type of like magic spell that does it to Natsu. I don't think it's going to be like a natural transformation. I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be like some type of enchantment magic or something just a magic power or a magic spell that's going to turn Natsu into a dragon. It's not going to be like actual like him morphing into one. So does that mean that the other dragon slayers are going to get it, or are they going to stay the same? Or like, me personally, I think I'm kind of split. I'm split on this, to be honest, because on one hand I can understand why it's just Natsu turning into a dragon, because he's the main character. I get that, but I also want to see the other dragon slayers turn into a dragon, and I want to see them like go in. I want to see all the dragon slayers except for second generation, obviously, but I want to see them turn into dragons and do their thing. And the last thing I want to end the video off with is Acnologia. what is Acting Logia's play in this movie, because me personally, I'm assuming that he's going to be a dragon, or that he will be in the movie because he's a dragon slayer. We could assume he's a first generation dragon slayer. I mean, we don't really know yet, but yeah, we know that Acting Logia, we know that when this is a little bit of spoiler, that's why I'm kind of hesitant to say it, but basically, I'm not gonna go too deep into spoilers, but when somebody used Dragon Slayer magic in the manga, Acting Logia was able to sense it and he appeared. Now we know that if there's gonna be an abundance amount of dragons just flying around using magic, does that mean that Acting Logia is gonna appear again? Is he gonna be a villain in this movie? Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some type of cameo of Acting Logia, and it's gonna be amazing and it's gonna be dope. So overall, what do you